And you heard none of that.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
This is Frank alone.
I'm Doug Lumpy.
We are Kinda Live.
Kinda living.
Thank you for tuning in to episode 43 of the Kinda Live, Kinda Living podcast. We have some technical difficulties. This is what happens when you take a couple weeks off. But we are here with special guest Mateo of Wild Adriatic. How you doing, man?
Good. It's good to be on Kinda High, Kinda Drinking.
What an episode. Go wait on. Get this Wednesday started. We have a lot to talk about this week. As all of you know, you can always listen to the Kinda Live, Kinda Living podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and always you can watch it live on YouTube. Not every week, but almost every week. And but yeah, we have a lot to talk about. We've both been on vacation.
Oh yeah.
You guys recently just got off an awesome Valentine's run with Twiddle and Strange Machines.
Yes.
How was it, man?
It was awesome. It was really cool. We were worried about how we would go with the Twiddle crowd, and they were really, really receptive to us, and it was awesome. We had a great time.
Yeah, it seemed like both crowds were eating you up. You had the hometown show. Always just great. I can't imagine what it's like to be a musician, to be able to play that stage and just.
It's
especially
nuts.
In the home,
It's nuts, man. We've crossed off a lot of bucket list venues in the area, and that's one of the ones we haven't gotten to play for many people before. Like last time we played there was in, I think, like 2013. We opened for Flogging Molly, which was a strange show as it was, but there were only like 600 or 700 people in the room when we played. So to play for 2,400 people in the Palace was sweet. It was sweet. Yeah.
And you guys also opened up for Twiddle once before for a New Year's run, or am I?
No, we've actually never supported Twiddle before. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. It was nice. It was fun.
That's cool, man.
Super cool guys. They were very, very nice to us. They went out of their way to be cool. So that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Doug, you were just on vacation. How was your trip out to Vegas?
It was awesome. I got to spend some time with my dad and my family, my sisters, and my nieces. That was really cool. And we also, my dad, and Deanna took a road trip out to California. We were able to check out. Went first to the Santa Monica Pier and checked that out. Then that morning we went out to Venice Beach, checked out the skate park and the graffiti walls over there, which was really cool. And then drove up the coast all the way up to Santa Cruz. Mm-hmm. So we chilled out there for a little day, and then checked out the big Basin Redwood National Park.
That's crazy.
Those trees are insanely huge. There's ones that another tree was growing out the side of it 25 feet up off of the ground. That made no sense to me. There's one that was falling in, and they had a poster up that said it fell in 1985. The width of this thing was the size of me.
No
was just
from the pictures. The tree looked astronomically huge.
It was ridiculously large. And in the back of it where the roots were, there's basically a tunnel that went up at least 20-30 feet that you could crawl into.
You go through.
Yeah. I didn't want to do that because I'm not gonna go deep into a tree, but
not about to tempt nature.
Yeah.
Take me.
Went 2 feet in, kind of trying to land in.
Narnia on the other side.
Oh, I don't. Not tempting the fates there, but it was really cool. There was definitely trees that you could basically walk through, and there were some that were had burn marks on them, and we were kind of overheard some people saying oh, they were struck by lightning, which kind of made sense to us because it's just only in certain spots and certain trees. So it was
and they wouldn't fall because they're so big.
Yeah, so it's just certain spots were just kind of burnt up, but
Did you drive through any of them? You can drive. There's one
we
a few that hook over the road.
Yeah. I did not get the chance to do that, but no, that would have been there was one on the by the visitor center that you could walk through that they had. But for the most part, on the trails, they had fences around them, you can walk real close to them. It's understandable. Understandable.
Well, it's not the goddamn Hollywood sign; it's fucking nature.
Yeah,
it's not that understandable.
You got preserve. But then after that, spent a couple days in Vegas, did the whole trip, the touristy thing, and then also checked out Zion National Park, kind of drove through there, and the mountains over there are just insanely just like jagged and all that, like something just like unworldly. And there's also like snow on like certain faces of it, but you're like also like kind of in the desert, so it was just like really trippy in like that aspect. And they also had this like really cool like mile-long tunnel like through a mountain, so like that was kind of like weird, but
Holy
like
crap, that's sick.
It was cool. So,
Epic adventure.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it was
awesome.
definitely cool. I had a great time, you know, and yeah, no, I want to be back out there. Like it's wild that like just like 6 hours away on like a plane ride, they got like 60-70 degree weather right now. It's just like big chilling, like
Legit, yeah.
All the time, 70 degree weather.
Yeah.
And it's good warm weather, not
Dude.
humid at all, and yeah.
It's the
Like,
best.
all
It's
year
the kind of
round.
thing where you get off the plane or once you set foot on California soil, sometimes it's just all your cares sort of melt away, and you're like, oh shit, I'm on vacation. Even though, that's what I felt like when I lived there.
yeah.
So you're saying that prior to playing music, you were doing a lot of video production? Or,
Yeah.
Or was
Well,
that
hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
Next time you go to Santa Monica, walk. It's like a 10-minute walk from the boardwalk. It's called Cha Cha Chicken. You can bring your own liquor and beer.
Oh.
The jerk chicken is amazing, and the plantains are to die for. Just
That's awesome.
All right.
throw that in your lockbox for later. It's
Cha Cha
fucking awesome.
Chicken.
I love that place.
Plantains.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Damn.
Oh my god. So good. Anyways, yes, I lived in LA for a couple years doing working on reality TV shows.
That's awesome. So you got to see everything behind the scenes, just work behind the scenes, and what got you into that field? Were you originally thinking you were going to take that as a career, like at one point, or?
No, I didn't even want to go to college, but my parents were pretty they were pretty insistent that it was a good thing to do, and it felt like the right thing to do at the time. So I went to school for journalism, which is what I thought I wanted to do. Like I grew up writing for the Post-Star and interviewing bands and shit for them, and went to school for that, and then realized I didn't want to be in a dying industry like the newspaper industry, and so I got into like video production and writing for TV and film, and that was really what I was really interested in. But when I got out to LA, I couldn't really finagle a career in writing because I dropped out of college and sort of lost all those contacts, but I still knew the production world pretty well. So I managed to get a job in production, working on reality TV. So.
And how long were you doing that prior to just playing? Like, were you playing drums actively at this time of your life? Or?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you were. Okay.
I've been in band since I was like 13. I think Travis and I started our first band when, I started the band when I was 13. He joined when he was like 13, and I was 15. So a couple years later. So I've been doing that for 20 years now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And just from like what Adam was telling us, you guys, I mean, have known each other for your whole lives and playing different types of music, not just what Wild Adriatic is, too, right? Or like what type of styles of music were you playing? And like, because like I mean, high school, you guys went to Queensberry, or right? Or, okay.
Yeah, we were super into like Newfound Glory and
nice
emo and pop punk, and we wrote our own version of that kind of music, but it never was quite pop punk enough or quite emo enough to really fit into those scenes. Even though we played I wore a mesh hat, I really tried hard. And then like I went to college and I started an indie rock band and met a really great songwriter there that kind of changed my view on music and opened me up to listening to a bunch of new stuff. And then when I moved out to LA, it was pretty much because he was there and we were going to do a new band, and we did another indie band, and then I went on tour with a band on Drive Thru Records.
Okay.
And that's how I left Los Angeles and came back to New York. So
wow.
Like it was very like emo pop kind of group. So it was fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, and now I play rock and roll. So
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
my dad's finally proud of me.
That's funny. Cool. Yeah. No, it just I don't know. Like hearing some of the history of just like behind what you guys play, and just with the band's formation now, having Adam, I mean it's just cool to see him in the band. Because the first time I ever met you wasn't Wild Adriatic related at all. It was working in a ball factory, just like pumping balls.
Yeah.
And getting to know Adam and how cool of him a dude he was, and just like I don't know, all you guys. I don't think I ever worked with any other members of the band, but Yeah, no, it's just cool to like I don't know get to know you at that level and like seeing this one time always sticks out to me working at the factory, working like the back of the factory, and like we heard on EQX. We're listening to the radio that morning, and you're like, I'll be right back, and then like we're just like pumping balls, and then all of a sudden we hear you on the radio on EQX, and I was just like, oh jeez, I didn't realize like you guys were like rock and roll band like that. Like, shit.
Yeah, man, we were doing that. I was doing that warehouse thing to like break up time in between tours because I couldn't. It got to a point where you couldn't have a regular job. Bosses just weren't down with that level of not being home. So my dad had this warehouse situation, and you saw what it was. It was inflating balls and then fucking cleaning balls with Windex.
That was honestly like like waking up. That was hard. Always hard for me, but just like some of the conversations that you would have while that was going on was the best.
Yeah, we listened to so many great records.
Yeah,
and like live shows, and like Scott Hannay was there for several weeks.
Really?
Yeah,
No
so he would show me he would show me live Mr. F stuff that was unreleased and like live particle stuff that I hadn't heard before.
Okay.
So it was really cool to get into like you get everyone sort of, and Brian from Northern Faces. You heard of that band? They're from Albany.
So. Maybe
they were on they're on Equal Vision Records, and they were like do pretty well on EQX. But he was like, I need some work. So he'd come in and he played his records, and I don't know. It was just kind of how we all got to relax and have like a job. But that really wasn't that much of a job.
And no, I mean, and seriously though, like for a touring musician, keeping a steady, just like a steady part-time job is not always the easiest. At least when you're
steady
going
anything is not the
yeah.
Steady relationship is about all I can manage while being in a band. A steady job is too much.
Totally understand.
They don't want it. They don't like even being a part of the community. You know what I mean? You can't you're not there all the time, so you really can't be as much of a part of things as you want to be.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I mean, I mean, it's got to be at least just of rewarding, the most rewarding feeling playing that music and just, I mean, especially, I mean, the music you guys have released. I mean, I don't know. I just
like being able to come up with this band and like produce all this music and get produce a following, be able to tour out and different parts of America and just all around, and that is really cool to be able to just have all these people just come to your show. And,
it's dope.
Especially here and now, people I'll hear just some people that shoot for Mirth films that are from New Hampshire wanting to shoot your concert is dude, that's awesome.
Oh wow, yeah,
yeah,
that's super
so
cool. I mean, we're still in the place where it's we're just finding our audience, but it's super cool to take something that we started in our parents' basements, and songs that we wrote, not with any idea of playing them to people. It was just songs we wrote for fun. Yeah, and then on that scale, having people come out, and it's cool. It's really it's awesome.
For a band for Wild Adriatic, what was a first big milestone for you guys? Not even doesn't have to be huge or anything. Just something that was oh, this feels really good. That I think this could be something we could support.
I think it was we did this battle of the bands way back in the day. There was the EQX thing in Albany. This place called Jillian's, and we ended up winning that. And then it got us an opening slot for I think it was a Company of Thieves at Jillian's. And it was 800 people. The room was sold out. We went on right before them, and it was just the electricity in the room was nuts. And there was a bunch of people there to see us because we were on the radio a bunch at the time. Yeah. And I don't know. It was just because okay, after the show we were well, maybe we should try to be a real band and tour. And I was well, if you guys will give me a solid year of open calendar. No blackout dates. Let me just book anything I can book, and let's go as hard as we can go, and we'll see where we end up. Then let's try it, and everyone said yes, and it's 8 years later now.
Hey, that's sweet, though.
Yeah.
8 years later, and that's just awesome that some EQX can just they really know how to promote just the music as far as you guys definitely having a, I don't know, great relationship with Jeff, working with them and But I don't know where I was going with this. But from the Battle of the Bands, winning that EQX event, I mean, regionally, like what were like the first strides out, like as somebody like would play like a Toad's Place, or like what was like the first like surrounding areas that Ball the Adriatic broke out to?
Man, I don't know. It's such a good question. I feel like, honestly, like some of the earliest places I remember playing, we did like New York City.
Okay.
Because we had a manager way early on that managed a couple bands from New York.
Okay.
And so we did New York City a bunch and like played like as many rooms as we could in that town. It was awesome. And then we did like South by Southwest. Went down to Austin with her. And so that led us to all these towns like Toledo and like where we'd go back like every 3 or 4 months just because there's this dope little pizza place that has a stage that loves live music.
Yeah.
All right, great. Let's do that. You know, and we would just form those relationships. Toledo, Austin, New York, I don't know, Burlington.
Was there bands that you were developing relationships along the way, going to these places or doing tours with together, supporting or just like touring together? Or
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of small stuff up until the last couple of years. Mostly just like packaging with other bands that were like trying to figure out their audience.
Okay.
But we toured with Black Taxi a little bit. They were this great band from Brooklyn that was super dancey and awesome. They were so good live. But mostly regionally, we just played for opening for other acts, and then we would go on tour. That's the hard thing, is we'd go on tour, and you can't just go on tour and be like, okay, yeah, hey, Leonard Skinner, we want to open for you. You know, like that's just not how it works. So we just went out on tour and tried to build audiences ourselves. And in some markets it worked well, and in some markets it didn't work at all. But you end up like making friends with bands that are doing the same thing. And those are more those friendships have always been more fruitful for us. Of like people like, hey, we're from this area and we know about this little festival or this club you should play or this band you should play with. And then we were like, oh, us too, we have that in this area in this band. And those networking, that was how it really became a thing we could sustain, I think.
That's cool. And I gotta say, like, just from the diversity of lineup that you had at this year's summit, a band like Chestnut Grove, I was talking to them, like, and I didn't know they were from Philly.
Yeah.
And they just the way they talked about you guys and just like the relationship it seemed like you had with them was just like definitely like super cool. Like there was a vibe. There was a vibe that weekend at the summit. That was
we love them so
freaking
much,
insane.
man. We actually just saw them this past Thursday. They came up and played at Nanola with us.
Oh, did they really?
Mm-hmm. We did like a last minute kind of vibe there, and it was just
cool.
great because they were in town already, and they were like, "We have to see you guys. We need to hang out." And we decided at the end of the show we're gonna play a lot more shows together. And my fiance and I actually proposed to them so they would be our wedding band, and they accepted. So Chestnut Grove's playing at my wedding. Tickets on sale now.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they've become really close friends. And James, one of the lead singers, he always says to me like, "You guys were like the first band that gave us a chance." I'm like, I just think you're good at music and nice. I didn't give you a chance to do shit. And, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I was like, check out Glens Falls. Googs is pretty tight. And then they started playing there. Like, we didn't do anything for them, you know?
Yeah.
But now we're on the same booking agency, and they're
cool.
you know, their new
That's
record's
cool.
coming out, and it's awesome. And I'm just really proud of them. And I think
yeah.
they're great people, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's the best part about the summit, though, is like getting all of those groups in,
Yeah.
you know? Because you don't have to, I don't know.
No, it's definitely like you guys the lineups that you guys have had over the past few years. Like you had Aqueous one year. I mean, Annie in the Water definitely was like I feel like that was one of my like your guys set Multi-Pete set that was just
Dude,
fun.
that Annie set though on the
Annie
main
set,
stage was insane. That's like, yeah, and those guys are like one of those bands where we didn't really have a lot of opportunities to hang with them long term.
Yeah.
And then the summit came, and it was like, okay, we got in the same room together. We all really got a chance to talk, and I've known those guys forever, but to really get to hang with them on that level was awesome. And now we're like, I'm in constant contact with those guys. Like we're always talking about what the next move is and how to do it better together. And their manager Matt is like one of the best dudes. And so him and I talk a bunch, and if we can announce it subtly, Annie and the Water's back playing the Summit this year. And they'll be back this fall for sure, because we need to do that more and more and more, because they're the best.
They're awesome. Though they're another band like 2019, huge year for them. They've dropped their newest album in June. Just lineup is solid. Chris
sure.
Myers. The list goes down.
Ryan
Richards.
Ryan is such a great
Hester.
drummer, man.
Yeah.
He's so fucking good and just so precise. My fiance and I just went and saw him in Brattleboro doing the Haley in the Water tour.
How was that? Did you make it to one of those, or?
Yeah, we were bummed because they came to Schenectady. They came like all around us, and all the weekend dates we were going to be out of town. So she took a day off of work, and we went to freaking Brattleboro and went to some random stone church. It was awesome. It was like 350 people on a Wednesday night, and they freaking killed it. It was
That's
awesome. Can I swear?
Of course.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Yes. Okay. I've been doing that for like already an hour, but I just should finally ask.
No, it's all good, man.
Yeah, but it was amazing. And like they did Rumors by Fleetwood Mac cover to cover, and it was breathtaking. And then Annie played for a solid hour after, and did their brand of happy, positive, love-infused music. And
With some shreddage by LaShawn.
no, he's not very good at guitar, but he'll get there.
Yeah.
A few more lessons from me, we're gonna be good.
Get your lesson. Yeah.
I'm gonna get beat up by Mike Lasham now. The nicest man in the biz. I'm gonna get my ass out.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, good for them. And you brought up Schenectady, and that's something I didn't realize. Frog Alley Brewing seems I've never heard of the place. I don't know how much you know about it, but all I see now is more and more shows there.
Yeah.
Max Creek just got announced. I don't know who else, but that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know much about it either. I mean, I just assume they have a good investor.
Yeah, no, I
they must have a lot of money.
If it was like an older venue or something.
No, it's brand new. That's the thing.
Really?
It's like,
okay.
and it's brand new, and all of a sudden, like Trampled by Turtles coming through there. Like
wow.
Annie Haley in the Water did a show there, and they had like 450 people through the door.
Jeez.
We're playing there March 21st.
No way. Okay.
Doing a free show. So I mean, they're like hitting up all the right people. It's pretty awesome.
That's
it's
good.
nice to have another brewery venue in town.
Yeah, no, it definitely adds to the market, and it really, the Albany market does have a lot to offer too.
Yeah.
And this, I mean, Schenectady definitely. I have never been to a concert in Schenectady, so now it's like a good reason to go there.
There weren't really any places. That's the thing is like there weren't really any places that were booking original music in Schenectady before. Like we used to do this place, Katie O'Byrne's, and it was like they would do like St. Patty's block parties and stuff, and it's right down the street from Proctor's.
Oh no!
And it's a really cool spot, but they mostly book like cover acts. We were kind of the odd man out, playing mostly original music. So it's nice to have a place that was like, hit us up. They want a 3-hour show, and they don't want us to really play covers. They're
right.
Just play your tunes. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is nice. And then Lark Hall is coming into Albany now too.
That's right. Yeah.
We got Skyloft now. We got freaking.
Have you played Skyloft yet? Or?
No, we've not. We played Jupiter Hall, and I really like that. But there's something about playing in a mall. I don't know.
I was gonna say that I not to knock anything, but yeah, it's definitely weird and like.
I'm not saying I never would.
Having a jam band show at a
like,
mall. I'm just saying.
It's a not
if,
spot.
If you're the type of person who likes to expand your mind, and you're at a mall, that's just gotta be. I mean, I couldn't imagine what that feels like.
I mean,
like
you could really build a very interesting bear after the show, depending on how high you get.
Oh my god!
Like Annie Ann's, it's pretty dope.
Dude,
cinnamon sugar pretzel when you're high.
Really
oh my
good.
god!
It's not bad.
Dogs.
So a lot of this is sounding good,
little
other than
nuggets.
having to go into a mall.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about it.
So with that venue, is it just like really just like out in the open, or is it like you have to like kind of like in there like a shop?
you gotta go in, right?
You gotta
up
go in.
and
But
explore,
but it's like a venue, and it like feels cool in there.
Okay.
You know what
They
I mean?
get good
Once you're
acts.
in,
Yeah.
you're not like thinking I'm in a mall, and that's the
Okay.
coolest part about it.
Yeah.
And they're booked. I mean, they're booked by a big company, like the same guy that does Dance Malls.
Okay.
And the Daryl's House people. So
Okay.
Oh, wow,
they're
okay.
like they're legit. They know what they're doing. The room sounds great. It looks great. I mean, all the tech stuff is high end stuff. So, you know.
It definitely sounds good in there, for sure.
Yeah. Leonard would loved it, so.
What's his name? Frank, I don't know.
Frank Barone.
Frank Barone.
Yes.
He's a sound guy there.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's
a good man.
character, yeah.
He's a good man.
Yep.
So on the topic of venues, what have been like some of your like favorite venues or like standout venues to you that you've been playing like over the years? Like even like small ones like.
Oh man.
Because like a pizza shop with a stage kind of sounds very interesting to me, but I feel like you probably played something a little more interesting than that.
Yeah.
That place was dope though.
Well,
all right. Interesting. Some of the most interesting places we played in a French dungeon, where we had to load in. It was downstairs is a dungeon.
like
we had
an
to load in.
actual dungeon?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's not currently a
Well,
dungeon.
yeah, it used to be.
But we had to load in through like a truck. So they had like the front half of like a '60s Ford truck, and the hood was open, and the stairs were down through the hood. I know. That it was inside the building. And we had to load in through that shit. Like my bass drum and everything. It sucked.
Oh my god.
It was so weird.
Like a lot of room.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was the craziest loading we've ever done.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Europe was a lot of the most interesting places we played. But like my favorite, venues, probably like State Theater, Palace Theater. Those big venues were cool and really fun. SPAC was
Okay, yes.
Intense.
You played in SPAC. You guys play with them also in Connecticut or Massachusetts?
We did Mohegan Sun. We did Great Woods in Massachusetts.
So you guys got the arena and you got the amphitheater.
Yes.
What? Okay, describe not backstage, but describe being on the other side.
Like what's the experience?
What's it like being on the other side of the
All right.
table? You know,
Have you ever like sat pavilion at SPAC?
a couple times.
Okay, yeah.
Have you ever had to go to the bathroom?
Yes.
On the side there, it's down. Okay, so if you're down there at the bathroom, there's like some bars. And you look up, there's like some windows along the SPAC, and that was our green room. So I was just yelling at people, like through. We were throwing cheese at them that our sound guy Derek brought from Nettle Farms, I believe. And I don't know. It's kind of like it was like being somewhere you're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
And just kind of waiting. Like, I know that cooler says we can drink those beers, but I'm also waiting for someone to be like, get the fuck out of here. Like the whole time,
Okay.
For sure.
But it's great. It's a crazy scene, and you are supposed to be there, and people are super chill about it. And
That's cool.
if you
man.
need something, they'll get it for you. And I don't know.
It's like the VIP
another
experience.
Yeah. It's like
Basically.
another world,
And then being on the stage. What
Crazy.
was that like?
Crazy. I love my favorite thing to do. Like the first time I really savor this moment is when I get to kick the kick drum the first time and the PA's on. And I've never had a feeling like doing it at SPAC. It was because
awesome,
I'm pretty sure Derek, our front of house, turned it up even louder because he knows it's important to me, that first one, and it just felt so cool.
Ooh.
Hearing that echo. Oh.
Yeah, and just feeling that like, that shake.
Wow.
We didn't even have any speakers on stage. It was great.
Is there any nerve in you when you play? Like in a situation like that, like compared to somebody you like people like a hometown crowd like this, something that you feel comfortable with. Compared to like a Mohegan Sun.
I don't know. I'm just anxious. I think in those bigger shows, I'm just anxious more than I'm not nervous. I'm just like got that. I just drank 3 cups of coffee and I can't wait to do the thing that I'm about to do vibe. I just can't. I can hardly hold conversations with people, and I'm just sort of pacing around. So yeah, I guess I do get nervous. That sounds like nervous. Now that I'm describing it, that sounds like nervous. Yeah.
There's a valid reason to be nervous for something like that. But that's incredible, and just you said 8 years, right?
Yeah.
That's I don't know. That's like an opportunity that not a lot of people get to do that. Yeah. That's incredible, man.
Like playing at a venue that.
And here, like we're gonna groove. Just I don't know that, and just like I at first I want to say maybe it was like 3 or 4 years ago. I really started listening to you guys, seeing you guys out live for the first time. But like now I like just like I went from like I don't know. Like I don't like I like certain bands I'll like listen to and I'll know the songs, maybe not by name, but just like I know the lyrics just from hearing the songs all the time. And like you guys have a solid, just I don't know, a solid repertoire of music front to back that's either heavy or just groovy or funky, and some of the things just like I don't know, when you guys do like when Multi-P does like the Lumpy Head thing or something to make it interactive with the crowd,
That's
or
so
like
much
when
fun.
you were talking about this song's like you know, this song's about getting high with your favorite person, like on like during one of what's the
about
song?
Blaze of
All
Love.
About Each Other? Yeah, Blaze of
Yeah,
Love.
I wish I had specified about smoking weed. Because some guy came up to me and was like, I love to get high. I was like, not meth, man. Not meth. Please don't poke me in the eyes. Don't lick my face.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, we love that dumb shit. Like we're stuck in a van 24 hours, or not 24 hours. We're just stuck in a van a lot together, traveling all over the country. And we realized in the last few years that like we should just let more of our personalities come out on stage because it's just more fun. More fun that way. All this dumb shit we talk about on tour should come out and be part of our show, I guess. So that's what we've been doing. It's fun.
That's cool.
Right.
And another band that you commonly have toured with is Andy Rascoe.
Yes.
Ooh.
Who was also
nights.
a headliner at the Summit last year. What's it like touring with that guy?
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's really fun, and like that whole band is super supportive, really great friends of ours, and it's not as crazy as people I think would think.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I think people think it's a constant, nonstop party, and for it is.
Has its moments.
It has its moments, but also like everyone's people, and we all take like it was interesting to be on tour with like all 10 of us, and everyone would everyone had their time to go be a person and do their own thing. And then also we'd have days off and Rascoe would wake us up at 10 a.m. and be like, we're doing mushrooms. And we'd be like, all right, dude. I guess we are. It's not really a day off.
How did that relationship come about?
Oh, on the rock boat, actually.
Really?
This cruise ship thing that we did, yeah. And we were the only like 2 bands that jammed on the boat.
Oh.
And I hit Rascoe up via email just after seeing some videos online, and it was like, hey, why don't you guys come do some Stevie Wonder with us some night? And they fucking second lined to the goddamn stage and like took over our stage, and like totally like their drummer was up singing lead, and Rascoe was just getting everyone into it, and the horns were all over. Like it was insane. And from then on we've just been like, let's do that together. That was really fun.
Yeah, that's so sick.
Most definitely.
And as some of you may not know, Rich is actually brothers with Richie Rascoe.
Richie Rascoe. Yep. He's either, I don't know, it would change every night. It's either his younger brother or his son.
Or his son, yeah.
Oh my god.
He did his son a lot on tour so that when they crowd surfed race, he could say, I'm not paying for your fucking community college.
That's awesome. Nice. So we're gonna switch things up just a little bit here.
Wait a minute. You never talked about your trip to Cali.
Okay. We'll talk.
Let's hear about that.
You just got back too.
Yeah. So we both took vacations, Washington vacations, and I went to San Francisco. Went for 6 days with my mom. Just to we basically flew out. Started in San Francisco, rented a car, went out to Big Sur area, Carmel, traveled up the coast, got to see the beauty of what US 1 is, and just flew the drone, got to take photos, and it was a lot of fun just in the sense of just from a photographer's perspective, and it was the most time I spent with my mom together for a couple of years and 6 days. It was oh man, I don't know if this is gonna be able to, I'll be able to get through this, but
that's a special thing to do though.
We did well. It was nice, and it was a good time. We both had an awesome time. Took advantage of the leisures that California presents you other states don't.
The Dead Family Acid?
Not that. Skip that.
Did acid with your mom? You're crazy. You're crazy.
No, but Yeah, but speaking of the dad, it was cool to go see Haight-Ashbury area, and just it's definitely more gentrified and renovated, but I mean majority of San Francisco it was a shit show. I mean, it's pretty nasty there. I gotta say, I loved the vacation.
I didn't expect this to be the Shade on San Francisco podcast. Fuck them though.
The problem is there's a lot of problems with San Francisco. There's a lot of homeless. I'm not
priced everyone out of their houses.
That didn't make it horrible, but it just I don't know. It was like I was mainly going there to go see the landmarks or just Alcatraz. Alcatraz was one of the coolest experience having that. It was like reliving Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. It was freaking awesome. Yeah. San Francisco, like walking in Fisherman's Wharf was like literally, wow. I'm Kareem Campbell right now, like just kickflipping, like grinding up this ladder. Just it was cool. It was a place I've always wanted to visit, and just how much was in the vicinity of that area was also really cool too. I definitely suggest, and like you saw the coast too.
Oh, yeah.
Go see the coast on the west.
Pacific Coast Highway is such an amazing drive.
Totally.
I mean, it's a long one, but it's a fucking beautiful one.
100%.
And that's the one thing I actually want to mention. Like, so like Santa Monica, Venice Beach area, like GTA 5, like they straight up copied it, and like. It kept throwing me off. It was like kind of like surreal. I kind of felt like kind of been here, but like this is like all somewhat familiar, but like I've never been here.
I don't think they were trying to be subtle about it.
They definitely weren't. Like not a single bit. Not a single bit. But it's just like never even like thought about until like getting out.
You
there.
can drive by the first apartment that I lived in that game.
Really?
Yeah, but it looks like the building is just a different color, and it looks a little better in the video game because it was fucked up in real life. But yeah, you can drive by it.
That's awesome.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, California was awesome. Another cool thing about just going was that I got to, like, my mom, I obviously has never really listened to Fish, but like I figured out how to use Bluetooth in the car that we rented, and so I was able to put on my Spotify.
And you knew she wasn't gonna be able to figure that shit out. So.
And nor should was she driving. So I put on some tunes, Sneaking Sally Through the Alley, just like some other, just like newer, older Fish, just shuffled, not like purposely. And every time she'd ask, "Who's this? Who's this? Who's this?" And I was like, "It's Fish." Fish. I was like, wow. She's like, wow. I never realized. I was like, yeah. I mean,
they're good.
They're great. It's rock and roll. And like, there's definitely a misconception. Like, Fish is definitely. I don't know. She didn't She thought it was like going to be more of like a Grateful Dead thing.
Yeah.
Like, and then also I like put on Goose for her, and she was like, "This band is awesome." I was like, yeah.
Yes, they are.
Goose
I was going to say you should just title the podcast on the line, Live Goose Set, like from whatever recent venue they are.
I should.
It's like hundreds of thousands of views. Like,
seriously. I don't know what it is. Like, I'll look at bands' YouTube channels. Their YouTube channel specifically gets, like, massive hits.
Well, it's because they're putting out consistent, live, original content that's different every time. You know, they're really... really talented and really, really smart. So that's why. Yeah, I mean, I think it's actually a pretty simple equation, except no other band can figure it out. It's hard to do well, and they do it well. They're all self-contained. Like, those guys each individually are very talented at what they do, and they bring something different to the table in terms of video production or, you know, like a marketing aesthetic or something like that, and it's paying off.
Yeah,
cool.
No, seriously. And
they're great musicians.
Seriously great musicians, and it's just cool to see how, I don't know, since that Peach set, that seems to be like that show that changed things a little bit. And I've known them and listened to them for a little bit, just from them coming into Albany and playing local markets here, but like I never really listened to them since they had the addition of, what's his name? The guitarist. He has a mustache. Plays the keys.
He has a mustache. They all have mustaches right now.
I feel like Rick is
the other guy.
Rick is.
I can't think of. Damn it! I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
sorry,
them well
guys.
enough. We only
Sorry,
met them
Goose
once.
Gods. Yeah, I don't know. It was just
We met them at like 1 a.m. after AIM Fest. And we were all like,
after
what?
AIM Fest, playing
What
the
time
late
is
night,
it? And we were like, we have to play at 3? Fuck.
playing the late night set at AIM Fest.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's where we
and
met
like
those
and
fellas.
just like hearing their, I don't know, some of the recent music they put out, like, what is it? The Butter Rum, that, and then there was another one, Time to Flee, that came out relatively recently, but they've been putting out singles consistently. They just opened up, not opened up, but they just did a set of music and like an interview with Tom Marshall, Fish's
the
writer,
podcast,
like,
right?
just
Yeah.
like freaking how, and like hearing Tom Marshall talk about their songwriting. I mean, that's pretty, like, I mean, that's got to be pretty insane. Like,
I wonder what it's like to be them and like be there and like this is actually happening. It must be an out of body experience.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
it seems it's like it's almost like even though they've played for a long time, it seemed like it's been an overnight thing that like at least like, or I don't know, something happened.
Well, that's how it always happens, though. I mean, that's like Twiddle was doing it for a decade, and then it started to hit, you know, and that's how it works. Pretty
Yeah.
much, you know. I feel like, especially in this jam scene, you have to work your ass off and, you know, continue to put out good, solid content and hope that it hits.
Now,
Yeah.
with that statement, jam scene, going forward with that, where does like a band break out of that texture? I guess like, I the only reason why I'm asking that, I was watching, I got really hooked on Billy Strings, and but he is, I mean, as much as he could fit into the jam scene, playing jam fests, all of that, touring with, you know, Jam Grass. He also does stuff like he's also like sat in with like Del McCurry or more countryside of things. Where is that split happen where you can translate that to something else? Like, because sometimes it's like, to me it's like jam is just rock and roll to me.
Yeah.
But where does the division become something?
I mean, I feel like writing your songs to be the best songs they could possibly be is always the goal, and then from there, you know, like if a band wants to promote to radio, then it's smart to listen to what's on the radio and how it's produced, not necessarily how it's written, because you don't want to write for today. You want to produce your music that should theoretically be timeless and be able to play on acoustic guitar with just a vocal and still be an effective song. But like, you want to be able to produce that so it sounds, so it kind of links people in, you know, because they're used to hearing certain sounds today, and you want to find that. Like Marcus King is a really great example of this, I think. And I don't think any of his songs have hit on radio yet, but his newest solo record, produced by Dan Auerbach of the Black Keys, and it sounds like A, classic record, and B, a record that was produced today.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it hits all those marks because it's great songwriting, but it also has like little linchpins that just like sound like today, or sound like something you'd hear on a Black Keys or Alabama Shakes record, which are, you know, granted they're rock and roll records, but I don't know. I think that's what the important part is. And I think the jam scene is just hard because it's not easy to spend $20,000 on a record. Like, to make a record and then have to promote it and spend all that money when most of the money is brought in by touring, especially when you're a live band.
Yeah.
You know? Because we're not really a jam band. We're just a rock band that can jam.
No, yeah,
sure.
and that leads me to my next point, and something that I've noticed over the past 2 years is with acts like you guys, Andy Frasco, I mean even Aqueous, with I mean their heavy influence on 2000s funk, like there is more of a melting pot. At least maybe I'm just exposed to it now, but I definitely see more diversity in music at these festivals. I don't know, and I think that's really cool because it really is rock and roll. And when, like, I used to not be a fan of this stuff, and
Of the stuff?
of this
Of
stuff.
this stuff.
What's the stuff?
The
like
jam
rock and roll
bands.
or jam bands?
Jam
Okay.
bands. I was strictly just rock and roll, you know, purist,
feel
fucking thrash metal, only wanted to listen
Oh,
to
dude, I grew up in the
Megadeth,
punk and
like-
hardcore world. Like, I totally understand.
And then something happened, and like went to Mo, and then everything changed.
Was Mo was your band too?
Mo, and I gotta say a real big influence was Dopapod, because
Interesting. Okay.
I found them super fucking heavy, and I was like,
Yeah.
I relate to this. This is something I feel comfortable listening to. Like Fish, I got that experience, but it wasn't, my intentions weren't to listen to the music. My intentions were to go to a show like that.
Sure,
Whereas
yeah.
like seeing Dopapod or just Mo, Modown was the first time I've ever been to any real jam related thing, and
Yeah.
then especially local bands like Capital Zen, Scott Haney, Fancy Balloon Animals, Lemon Pie, like that
For
was
sure.
like at the micro level. That's where I started to realize, through the help of friends, that there's so much more a part of this thing, and that's
Yeah.
like where it's like hook and mouth. Like, right then and
Oh,
there.
that's so cool to hear you say, because Modown was like one of the, that was for me, that was a big one too, and I think for our band, it was the first festival, that like camping festival that we played, that we actually stayed at. And like we had played Gathering the Vibes before, and we had done like
Really?
and we had no idea, dude. We didn't know.
my
We
God.
we got on Gathering of the Vibes in 2013, and we thought, this is cool. Like the Roots are playing. Like this must be sweet. And then I saw freaking the guys from Kung Fu do a Santana tribute like before our set, and we ended up opening the main stage of Vibes.
Oh,
And
jeez.
then guess what we did right after our set? We fucking left and went home.
Oh my God.
Because we're stupid. And then and then years later, we got the invite to go to Modown, and we were like, all right, we're going to go camp the whole weekend. We're camping with Shane Spillinger and his family of Modown friends. And it was just like 40 strong in this campsite. And I went and saw Mo, and it was like seeing... I mean, I know they're a jam. I know they're a jam band, I guess, technically, but like it's like seeing a punk rock show.
Yeah.
Because those guys are just intense, and
Enemy.
they just do what they like. Especially watching Vinny, like the drummer, he is leading the fucking show. Like he's going because he knows where it's gonna go, and like it was just so cool to watch someone with that sort of punk energy. But also, I'm like, well, this isn't like the Grateful Dead that that my friends in college tried to show me.
Yeah.
And so that was like it. I mean, My Morning Jacket was the first band that I found that was kind of jammy, but they're still not really a jam band.
Right,
And then I
right,
saw
right.
Mo, and it was like, oh, we could do like a shitty version of that for sure. We could definitely do a shitty version of that.
Oh man.
Nah, dude, Mo, it's like, I got this. I was happy to see them out in San Francisco when I went on vacation, and just I haven't seen them since the Palace, and I was like, there were some songs I didn't know that I just haven't heard before, and then other songs that I just haven't heard in a while, and just hearing Chuck and Al, and especially fucking Rob just playing was just like super amazing, and
Yeah.
Vinny, just knowing him from this area, and seeing him up there on a different, rock star like level. It's cool that like somebody like him is just super down to earth. The band is super diverse. Like a song like Ghost of Ralph's Mom is pretty punk. It's relatable to more than just some auto wah guitar playing. I'm just gonna say that. Like it's raw. They're raw players. Like, and that's that. Yeah, but like that. If it wasn't for that, I would not. I don't know. Like I love, as much as Fish is like one of my favorite bands. If it wasn't for Mo, I probably wouldn't listen to the jam bands. Really,
I know,
Like,
and that's like that same thing happened to me too. Like where Fish is now one of my favorite bands, but I don't think I would have. I just remember our first Modown too. Like Vinny came up to me. We were standing in front of the stage for like one of the Mo sets, and they were about to do the fireworks, and the band took a break, and I just felt that I was looking at the mountain, looking for the fireworks. And I felt a tap on my shoulder, and it was Vinny. He was just like, "You fucking killed it," and I was like, "Oh shit, he saw that." Oh no.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
man.
such a good guy, man.
That's cool. So, and what was the first year you guys played that?
I think that was 2014.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. My memory's not so good these days.
That's awesome, but gathering of the vibes
awesome,
Yeah, memory loss is so tight, dude. Memory loss slaps.
That's worse than me not cheersing. But yeah. So speaking of gathering of the vibes, how important is the hang after the show? Because I just want your opinion, like for bonding purposes, is it important or?
Oh, man, I guess it depends on how it depends on how long you've been on tour. Because I feel like it's super important, but also like it's super important to get a good night's rest, to not party your balls off and do like a deep depression on tour. Like I've done that, and I've been all about the hang, and I was like that for years, and it led me down a dark path. And so I feel like it's. As we grow up, it's smarter to be more about a balance between like have your nights to go out and have fun, but also like know that this entire life isn't a party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not really I don't know. I love the hang because it's all about that's how you really get to know somebody. But you can also lose yourself in it. So.
Yeah. No, it's important to have limitations for sure. Especially, in a I mean, the music scene, you're exposed to a lot of things, and you don't, it's easy to make the right and the wrong decision sometimes. Sure. And but with that, I mean, with partying, just the life on the road, adjusting to that time, that first 2 days back home, is that tough for you at all? Because like, for me, it's like, I feel more stressed when I just get home than when I'm working.
My fiance made me promise I wouldn't bring her on camera right now, but I wish I could for this. It's a reentry for sure because it for me, it's just like socially, I get like out. I get socialed out. You know what I mean? Like I reach a certain point where I've been on tour for 3-4 weeks and. It's just every night of the week I have to go out and or try to just turn it on and not be like I'm a kind of an introvert and kind of like to be at home. So like when I get home, the first 2 days are just me like sleeping, watching Netflix, and like she wakes up, goes to work, kisses me, gets back home, and she's like, "Oh, which episode are you on?" And and then we'll order some pizza, and I'll be like, "Okay, cool, night 1, I feel a little bit better. Day 2, let's watch some more Netflix and order Chinese food tonight." And then by day 3, then I'm like, "Okay, I got to get to work because what the fuck."
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of reentry for me. I'm just like, I'm very naturally introverted extrovert, I guess. Where I love my alone time, but I love being around people too, and so I'm constantly torn between the two.
Yeah.
Now, what other in the band? What other roles are you playing off the drum set?
Right now I'm the manager of the band, and I do a lot of the marketing and promotion work. That's my role, which is it's a lot, and I
totally understand. Yeah,
I book our side project stuff and try to keep our, bank accounts not looking so goddamn sad. But yeah, I'm a manager of the band, so it just takes a lot of upkeep, and that's why also you can't party your life away because I have to wake up at 8 a.m. on tour sometimes and respond to emails from our agent instead of just being a piece of shit and being like, "Hey. He'll figure it out." He'll figure it out.
Wow. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that is a balance because it's not playing music. It's not the main thing of Wild Adriatic, but it's a vital thing, and that's something that with Mirth Films we experience is I don't know about you, I hate doing Instagram.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. I'm like,
and sometimes also
because if you don't set the scheduling the night before, you're like.
Yeah. The worst part for me is when I'm at work and my alarm starts going off and I'm the middle of serving a customer is me, so I'm just okay, so it's I gotta pause that, and then 10 minutes later I'm ended up still doing stuff and it's still going off. I'm like, oh yeah, wow,
the algorithm.
Gotta make the post. Gotta make the post.
And that's just the marketing side. You guys run your own business too. It's a lot of figuring out how to make it all work. I know you guys are trying to take it like we are and do that full time, and that's a slow but sure process.
Oh yeah.
But that's tough to figure out. Is like, I'm not like a spreadsheet guy, you know, but I've really had to become a lot smarter about all that stuff and learn how to budget and like make it viable over a long term, you know, because I feel like that's the cool thing about like film and photography and graphic designers. Like we're all like creatives that are trying to turn something intangible into a livelihood, you know. So like we grow at the same pace, you know. Like Chromoscope. I don't know if you've met those guys. Like
I love their work.
we did a lot of work with them, like when they first started.
Did they do the one music video where it's like a kid at school?
Yes, they did that.
Who came up with that concept?
That was me.
Oh.
What was the idea behind it? Like, what was like what?
I don't know. I just like I remembered when I was in high school, or I guess middle school, like when I was just younger, like seeing these like DVDs of drive-through records bands playing these big stages, and like all these people were super excited about them. And I always was just like, I always knew growing up, like, or now I know looking back growing up, I was always trying to be like something that I didn't really like. I was trying to make my emo hair all the time, and my hair's not like that. It doesn't work that way. And like I was always trying to be this person that I don't think was naturally me. Yeah. And I think that was just what was the impetus for that, because I was just a kid that was trying to impress a girl by being all these things that he wasn't, you know. And then he played a song that was from his heart, and it, like that was the story that I was trying to tell. How did you
find were those like resource wise? Did you hire out actors?
Chromoscope luckily knew a theater program of kids that were like, okay, yeah, we'll all do it. So they did that. Really? Yeah, they were there for the day, and our friend Josh Casano, who's also a very talented guitar.
Josh Casano, yeah. I'll be seeing him tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you're going to his thing? Cool. I'm going to the class in a couple weeks.
You're doing the class too?
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, nice.
If Josh calls, you gotta say yes. Josh is the best.
He's such a nice guy.
He's the one that got us access to the school.
No way. Yep. Okay. What school was this from?
Shit, man.
I gotta say, it was. You gotta check this out. Man.
Yeah, I want to.
What song was it for?
It was "Come Back, Baby."
Come back, baby.
It was like, dude, this is like movie quality. Like holy, those guys do amazing work.
They do. They can tell a really great story with the lens, you know.
100%. Conceptualization is everything too.
Yeah.
Like, and damn, I don't know. I saw. I was like, this is like, I don't know. I really like respect what they do, and it's just awesome.
Yeah. Now that's what I'm saying. Like with them, like it was just this symbiotic relationship, and they were just starting. They reached out to us on Facebook, like, hey, can we make a music video for you guys? Because we're trying to spread the word about our skills. And then they came and shot a live show, and then we made a music video together, and then we made another one, and then we shot stuff for our pledge, our GoFundMe, and you know, like, yeah, they just like now they've grown to the point where I think they're all getting to that point where they don't have to work regular jobs, and like that's kind of like it's like the same thing, you know, like bands and videographers.
Videographers.
What the fuck?
Sound guys.
How do we do together? Yeah, absolutely.
No, and it creates a family environment all around. Like you got somebody like Derek Borsch, who does like your audio sometimes, who's also just a great
who we wish we could afford to pay all the time, so he could always be around because he's awesome.
He's awesome. Yeah,
he is. And that's
actually the first time I did a class at Josh's was he was the person who he talked first.
Oh really?
And I didn't. I was way too nervous to go first, so I was like, he was like, I'll go first. And I was like, and he just knew how to like relate to these kids that I
Derek
just could
totally,
not.
He's like, oh my, he's perfect
this guy's
for that,
a genius.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little nervous myself, but yeah, Derek is the right kind of personality for that. He really has a very he's great to have on tour because he has a very calming personality. So like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like he's just like Papa Bear, you know. Like everything's gonna be okay. And if you're unsure what's going on, you just ask Derek, and he's not really the tour manager, but he can still tell you what's going on because he's very aware.
Now, speaking of him, I have a question unrelated to him. Okay. One thing I have a hard time dealing with when I'm day of event is like hours leading up. Like when the event's going on, I'm like, this is smooth sailing. But everything leading up to the event, I just cannot like keep my head cool. Then I look at like a guy like Derek who just is like naturally just like, I don't know if it's because it's over time, but just like is able to just be like, this is all right. Like it's so hard. Like
I think with him especially, like he is so used to dealing with people like me and you who are like before shows that like it's been his like journey in life to learn how to just be the fucking the rock. Yeah, he's just like and that's the good like the thing about the best production people, video, audio, doesn't matter, is like they just make shit happen, and it like a little change in the wind doesn't flap them, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, okay, that's just another thing I have to deal with, and we'll just put it into this and we'll get it done. And that's how Derek is, you know, and that's what like that was the important thing about doing video production too, is just like just gotta roll with the fucking flow. Like you don't have any really control over anything other than, do I have power or do I have enough memory cards? Like that's really like anything else that happens, you're just like, okay, just gotta make it do what we can, you know. And that's how Derek, like, he pretty much taught us that. We've been like, Derek has been doing our sound since Travis and I were little kids.
Wow.
So like we've known him forever, and he's known us forever.
He's your guy's Matt Barron.
Yes. Oh my God, Matty B. And you know what? No one's my Matt Barron is my Matt Barron.
Hell
I love Matt Barron so much.
Awesome.
He's such a sweet guy, and he's so talented, man.
Super talented. One of the smartest guys I've ever met in my life.
He's a hard worker, man. I love that kid.
Hard worker and doesn't stop until it's done.
He smells like a little weird, but
what are you gonna do?
I love Matt. He's awesome.
I hope Matt never hears this. But
Matt's here.
Matt, you smell like shit.
Oh my God.
Just to switch up things, just want to wish, I don't know, send some love to Greg Bell, who just had surgery yesterday and is successful. Greg is the glue to the capital region and around surrounding areas when it comes to live music, and it just makes so much things happen. He's the best guy ever.
Let's do a cheers to Greg. Yeah.
Cheers to Greg Bell.
Did you see the gnarly scar on his neck that he posted a picture of? Woo! Holy hell. Cheers, Greg. I know, it's freaking me out, though. Every time he posts about, like, I'm about to go under the knife, I'm like, oh, my God. And then it reminds me, like, also I have parents, and they're mortals. Ah!
Yeah,
it's a lot to think about.
Most definitely.
But stay healthy, Greg,
please. Stay healthy, Greg. And I guess we could hop to news.
No, I just really want to shout out Me Max Brewery.
Yeah, shout out Me Max.
The brewskis.
Thank you.
You got the 26. It's a Pilsner. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah,
How about you?
Absolutely.
What you got?
This is my favorite beer in the whole world, Rooster Comb. It's a double IPA, and it tastes like home.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fucking cheers to Me Max.
Yeah, cheers, Me Max. Thank you for everything. No, cheers for you, Doug.
No cheers.
No, I'm just I just come on here. And
Me Max is I don't know. I didn't know him before we did the podcast with Ricky, and I was blown away by the selection of beers, the community that place has. Like, that place is awesome.
It really is. Yeah, we did. We played there last Friday.
Tame Pacific or Wild Adriatic?
Tame Pacific. And I don't know, it's just like a super fun place to play. And then I stayed and did sound for Dave Gutter from Rustic Overtones the next night.
Oh, cool.
And it's just nice to have a place in downtown that actually supports live music or original live music. You know what I mean? It's very unheard of. You know what I mean? To have like, and it's a brewery, so that's cool. But like,
and it has Ricky Chase.
It's like, I know, it's like it's like a downtown Googs. You know what I mean? It's like a Googs for adults.
I never knew. I know. Other than the first time we ever went to Googs was like a month ago with you. We were there for like 10 minutes.
What?
So like,
that's the first time you've been to Googs?
I've never been.
Oh, motherfucker.
But I always visualized Googs as being downtown, so I was like, I didn't know.
Oh, no, dude, it's that weird little house across from the Confederate flag house.
Oh, really?
Dude, you haven't seen they used to have two of them. Oh. And they were getting pretty tattered, but then they updated them.
Well, you know, you got.
Because apparently the North-South will rise again. I don't fucking know. They lost. You lost. So weird. I hate the guy with the truck, too. The pickup truck. Have you seen that guy?
Oh, I mean, that guy's everywhere.
The big Confederate flag. There's a guy. There's a guy that actively drives around.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That's actually
Dude, get your
Instagram.
Insta post ready, dog.
Post ready right now.
Is it Rascoe story, Doug? Actually, probably.
Well, I mean,
you can just schedule that shit. You don't have to set an alarm.
That's what I'm supposed to be starting doing right now. It's like, all right, go look through some photos. Okay,
so
like,
you set an alarm to schedule a post?
Yeah.
Oh man, you have a complicated fucking life.
Dude, yeah. No, I make it real complicated for myself, to be honest with you. It's all good, though. We get things done over here. There's a method to the madness.
I just have one time a week where I'm supposed to schedule all the posts, and then usually I just don't do it.
I mean, that's
marketing.
That's one way.
Yeah, I'll stay up this late and get this done. Nope.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just wanted to share some news of the week. But before I do that, as always, you can check out everything that we do at mirth-films.com, where you can find all of our latest concert coverage, podcasts,
We got videos. We cover
merch,
music.
anything you want to check out related to Mirth
We
Films.
got some things.
We got some things.
Take a look.
Yeah, please. And for news, keeping it short this week, Tenacious D did announce a short tour in partner with 46 for 46 to raise awareness about voting and with this 2020 election. And the closest date to the area that we are is Radio City Music Hall. I don't know the exact date, but definitely go to our website to check that out.
They're doing Mohegan Sun, too.
Are they really doing Mohegan Sun?
Yes.
I have been dying to see Tenacious D. I mean, who hasn't?
Only thing that can make it cooler is if Dave Grohl's playing the drums.
100%. In general, if it was a live band completely, I don't know. Beazle Boss would be much cooler. But other than that, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, the game that we all love growing up, is having its own documentary coming out. It's called Pretending I'm a Superman, the Tony Hawk video game story. And the documentary features skateboarders from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, including people like Eric Costin, Jamie Thomas, Chan Muska, the Birdman himself. It just premiered in California, and so I'm hoping, and we'll keep you updated, but super excited to see this.
Yeah.
Just because this is a video game that not only got us, but every fucking kid in the late 90s into skateboarding. If it wasn't for that game, I would not be a skateboarder.
100%.
And branching off of that, the two brand new skateboarding games, Skater XL and Session, both came out with brand new updates. Skater XL is going to be coming to PlayStation 4 very soon, which is super exciting. I haven't heard much news about that. So, they announced that. So, they're going to be coming to Skate 4. They're going to be on all platforms. And then Session also released an update saying that they're going to be actually partnering up with this studio called Illogica, who will be mainly focusing on bringing Session to Xbox by spring 2020.
Cool.
So, whether you're an Xbox person or a PlayStation person, you're about to have the brand new skateboarding game at your access, which I think is awesome. But if you're impatient, you can get both of those on Steam right now. And that's exciting, especially with Tony Hawk, that whole documentary coming out. Tony Hawk was really the beginning of the whole skateboarding game genre, and to see how far it's coming to now, it's basically full blown simulators is awesome.
Exactly.
Would still like to see Skate 4, EA.
Yeah, Skate 4. Bring it
up?
back.
Where's it at?
Honestly,
that's
Skate
my
4
rant
was the best. But Skate was just the game you could crack out on. For
really
us,
good.
our friend group with just
Three Falls.
We had a game we made up because of the game Skate, and it was my favorite, and personal opinion, one of the best skateboarding games ever made.
Yo,
sure.
can we do a music video that's like we should do some hybrid of Skate and Tony Hawk, but shot in real life as a music video to a new song on a record.
Let's
Like
talk
have a
about
bunch
this
of your
more later.
friends.
Yeah.
No.
I'm so down.
No, we're talking about now. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Keep going with the news.
It sounds
Doug's like, nah, dude, we don't have time for this shit.
I'm like, well, how are we gonna make that work? In what way are you speaking?
Yeah,
bro?
Make
yeah,
all
no
your
way.
friends cartoons and then make them skate around. It's easy.
That sounds easier in the brain.
insane.
Inside in the brain.
So, keeping on the news of skateboarding, new study out of USC claims that skateboarding improves mental health and more reason to push some wood, go skateboard, and I just think overall that message is just saying keeping yourself active and in a fun way is really a way to go to keep yourself a little motivated.
For sure.
I know it when I currently I live in the suburbs of Colony, and it's hard to keep it interesting sometimes when you're not, just cracking out on work. So it's like what I'll do is I'll walk around my neighborhood just for some exercise. But like the day I don't go, I feel it. I'm like, wow, I feel like a fucking loser, and I should have skated. But no, but like skateboarding, like it's fun. It's an art form, and you get exercise out of it. And
It's an amazing thing to do.
check it out. It's actually
a cool sport.
It's a cool sport. It's a cheap sport to do. I'm just saying, maybe not for you. Maybe not for you, hardflipper, but like
depends.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
To get into,
I'm
it's
just saying,
definitely a cheap sport.
Like a 6-year-old buying them a skateboard,
yeah.
they're not gonna snap. They're not gonna be like,
Very
I
true,
just
very
broke
true,
my board
very
on this
true.
13 stair. Like they're
true.
not. They don't have that mindset.
You're right.
That's a badass 6-year-old.
Nigel. Speaking of which, skateboarding in the Olympics.
Let's
Still
hear
excited
about it.
for that. Well, I mean, I don't really have any upcoming news for that, but just like skateboarding Olympics,
Yeah.
like,
It's real?
It's a real thing.
Fuck
Like
yeah.
different countries have a few skate teams. And Nigel Houston's on the United States team, along with like Chris Jocelyn and a couple other
Jocelyn's
people.
on it too. Really.
Jocelyn's on it. I think we're. I mean, the Brazilian ones and Tokyo teams. They got some heavy hitters. I know Luan Oliveira is like one of my personal favorite skaters because the way he skates is just like literal artwork. And they also have like a few other guys like blanking on them. But Yuto Horigami in Tokyo, he's been like killing it, and like in the past year of SLS, like really has given Nigel Houston a run for his money.
Totally.
For like just always winning
And that's-
the
yeah.
freaking gold. But like really hoping that Nigel comes out with all the stops for the Olympics. Hope he does for
USA.
United States. Yeah,
USA.
USA.
But
So-
just in general, I gotta say, skateboarding the past 5 years is definitely expanding more globally.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more countries involved. But to speed this up, just because we have a couple of our just normal things that we do every single week, or at least we're trying to do, and we're gonna first start with we're bringing back Two Truths and a Lie. Two Truths and a Lie. Doug, explain it because I'm bad at explaining this.
So it's been a minute. So two
I'll be
truths
right
and a
back.
lie. We have all
You got
prepared.
that extra rooster comb, Frank?
I got you.
3 statements. 2 of them are truthful. 1 of them is a blatant lie,
Yes.
complete bullshit. And the rest of us are gonna have to kind of guess which one is a lie. You can play along with us as well at home. This is something started by Mark Elmendorf.
Yep.
Few podcast episodes ago. Now it's kind of like must be like a month or at least. And it's a lot of fun. We've had a few successes. I know you were at one point keeping score. Don't know where we're at.
I don't know, but all I
But,
know is winning. So
That's
that's all.
Well, let's go with Frankie first then. What is your 2 truths and a lie,
All
buddy?
right, guys.
It's this game called. It's called I Win.
Okay.
What you got? What you got for us
Orange
this
soda
week?
was my favorite drink as a child. I loved boats as a child. And I was once a video game collector.
I know one of those to be true, at least.
All right. You want me to just read it one more time?
Yes, read
Okay,
one more time.
One more time for the viewers.
everybody.
Orange soda was my favorite drink as a child. I loved boats as a child. And I was once a video game collector.
Boats and hoes, man.
And now you read it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
we don't guess yet.
I'm
No,
gonna
it's all
go.
good.
I'm gonna go. So my two truths and a lie. My childhood bedroom had my name painted on a wall of it.
One of those kids.
I eat, write, and throw with my left hand. And I never played soccer, but I did play indoor soccer in elementary school.
One more time.
So my childhood bedroom had my name painted on the wall. I eat, write, and throw with my left hand. And I never played soccer, like, outdoor, but, like, indoor soccer was my favorite, like, extracurricular activity.
All right, Mateo.
Okay.
Let's hear him.
As a child, I appeared on the packaging for various Voight sporting goods products. I once spent a month on tour with the Jonas Brothers, and I was arrested on tour in Texas for public drunkenness.
One more time. Because they're all pretty believable.
As a child, I appeared on the packaging for various Voight sporting goods products. I once spent a month on tour with the Jonas Brothers, and I was arrested on tour in Texas for public drunkenness.
Okay. So, right before we get back into this, just to give the viewers a chance to respond to what they thought it was, we are going to hop into Rant Cam. Rant Cam is it's a ranting, vlogging style aspect of Mirth Films here on the Kind of Life, Kind of Livin podcast, where we ran. Actually, I just want to say thank you, dude. This camera's awesome.
Oh,
during
nice.
Portland show, I was like, I don't know, having the extra cam and just thank you so much.
Dude,
I've been utilizing this a lot along with the Pelican case.
I knew you would.
Totally changed up my like setup. I was like,
That's on you, fam,
Thank you,
man.
Mateo.
No, thank you for everything, Frankie.
But yeah, no, this is a cool thing that we've been trying, and we've done it twice or three times.
Done it like 3 or 4 times.
It doesn't have to be a serious rant. I realized I don't want it. For myself, I can't keep it serious.
You can't keep it serious
We all
on
have
the
our
Rant
problems.
Cam.
But
Life is a bitch. It happens.
I was gonna rant. Okay, so there was one thing I did want to that did bother me on Rant Cam, even though it's not even working. What's up, guys? Here at the Kind of Life, Kind of Livin podcast. But seriously, one thing that really bothered me on a shoot that I did. It was a couple months back, but it was something that I did really, I don't know, grind my gears. Was the fact that
Grind my gears,
I just was upset that this and I don't know, with the word entitlement, because I don't think no matter what you do, you should never be too good enough to do something. I got yelled at for picking up picking up chairs.
What?
Like helping the staff of this building where we're doing this production shoot. I'm not gonna name anything, but like, it really bothered me that I got yelled at for picking up chairs and helping out the people at the building to help make our process quicker, because not that I wasn't assigned to do it. I had nothing to do. I was high and dry, but it was like, these guys need the help. I'm gonna help them. We're all a team at the end of the day, no matter what. And I got yelled at for picking up chairs. And to me, it's like, well, I don't know. I just I'm thinking about the team aspect of things. I'm not thinking about what I'm supposed to be doing. And the sense
That's
of,
what
like,
you get for doing video production at a Trump rally.
You did that?
No, you, motherfucker.
Next.
As much as I would like to have a rant for this week, I don't.
You're not an angry guy. Dude.
I'm a pretty calm man.
Oh, good, I got you.
Okay, so
I
we're gonna
got you.
pass it along.
I'm angry. I got stuff to say. Listen, the plastic bag ban in New York is live, okay? And here's my rant. It's not about the plastic bag ban. It's about all these crazy old ladies in front of me in line making it take 10 minutes longer to check my shit out because you're complaining about a motherfucking plastic bag. Bring your shit. Bring your own shit. Get used to it. It's better for the environment. It's better for you. It's better for your kids. It's better for everyone. Don't be a fucking dick about the plastic bag ban. Just carry your shit. Carry your shit!
Or if you come to Price Shop, we got paper bags for you.
For a nickel a pop, that's a ripoff.
I found that out today too. Actually, I was at Stewart's, and I was like, "What the?" I totally after we just got done talking about it, as I went to go get something to eat there, I was like, I wasn't thrown off by it, but I was like, I usually when you buy beer at a store, they give you a bag to put it in.
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna put it in a paper bag, and I didn't realize it cost a nickel.
I thought it was a law in New York State that if you were gonna buy beer or liquor or anything, that it had to be in a bag. And now I guess that's gone.
It's
Because
a loophole.
dude, I don't know. I went to buy a bottle of whiskey for Chestnut Grove the other day, and the guy was just like, "Yeah, no bag. Like, I could just walk out in the street. All right, whatever."
Like
Open container. Yeah.
No, I didn't open the fucking bottle.
But I'm saying if you have that intention, you can't do that anymore unless you pay a nickel.
Unless you.
Who has the money?
Who has the money
That's a
for a
fucking.
paper
That's
bag
a
these
ripoff.
days? No, but it's definitely a new thing. They've been doing it in Long Island for a while. You had to buy. I mean, they had plastic bags, but you had to buy the bag for like 10 cents.
That's how it was in California when I lived out there.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, like it makes sense. I mean, and like the better investment is a renewable bag, and like
Sure.
they definitely hold up better than a plastic bag, and they can like hold a little bit more.
We just never remember to put them back in the damn car.
Dude, I
You
feel
know, so
that.
like Hannaford was giving them away a couple weeks ago.
They really.
So
wow.
we got one, and we left it in the apartment for weeks and weeks and weeks. And finally, I just remembered to put them in our cars. I'm sure the next time I go get groceries, I won't remember to bring them in the goddamn store, so it won't matter.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I mean,
Hey.
the only thing you really use plastic bags for is like small garbage cans.
I
That's
really
it.
hate that we're talking about this. This is supposed to be a rant.
Well, no, it was actually I was gonna bring it up as the
Was it
next
on?
news topic. Yeah,
Yes!
plastic bag man. So like, perfect.
Yeah.
Check.
No, it's a new thing
I was
for
like,
us
I
to
hope
do.
I didn't derail the podcast into this.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no,
No, that was a perfect segue.
Perfect segue.
So yeah,
But now
plastic
that
bag ban is a thing. Bring your own renewable bags. You can find some online. Get some cool ones. They're customizable.
Yeah,
Like
imagine.
that.
Yeah,
They're cool.
We'll have them at the Wild Adriatic merch table next month.
Honestly, that's really.
That's a move.
That's the move.
That's
all we
ahead of the
gotta do.
curve, man.
It's
Wow.
it's about a month behind the curve, but it'll work out.
We're still at the very beginning of
Yeah, we
things,
should have
you
been
know?
selling them shit since like February 1st.
Speaking of the merch table, who's usually running it? I know I've seen like Travis's girlfriend set up. I've seen Rich at it. Is it just kind of fluctuating thing or?
Any of our special ladies, anyone that's around, we're really bad at asking for help. So it usually ends up being Rich that has to like play the bass, run off stage, and go run the merch table. But we're trying to ask for more help. If you're gonna be at one of our shows in the next year and you want free tickets and free drinks and to hang with us, let us know because we need you to run the merch table.
Absolutely.
That's not a bad composition.
No.
Composition.
Composition.
That's-
It's
that
not a
is-
bad
composition at all.
composition
No, that was off the record. Doug Quimby. back
Off the
again.
record. So-
Here's a little something you may have not known. The PlayStation 2 came out 20 years ago.
Holy shit.
No way.
Two
Oh yeah,
full decades.
2000. Yeah.
Yep, 2000. You know, we're in 2020. It's not a real year, but we're here. And PlayStation 2, yeah. That was actually like what I was playing Tony Hawk's.
So were you a PlayStation 2 kid or were you Xbox?
PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, that was-
Okay.
Yeah, what about
Yup.
were
I was
an
an Xbox
Yeah,
kid.
you were an Xbox.
I mean I was
First kid.
originally
Idiot.
Nintendo 64.
Well,
And then-
well, no,
and then, like-
all Nintendo is amazing. It's just
Yeah.
where you decided to go
after that,
Yeah.
I was like, after that, I was like Halo. That's what caught my eye.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Halo, Tony Hawk. I mean,
No, it was kind of ridiculous that like they had to like do like certain games on certain consoles. Like
Yeah.
for a long time, GTA I couldn't play it on Xbox.
I know,
Really?
that was
and then they
fucking
came
weird.
out with the double pack, and I was like, "Wow, Vice City's a pretty good game." I wish I played it 2 years ago. You know, like shit.
No, like there is one like PlayStation only game that I really want to play. It's called Uncharted. Like I've heard lots of stuff about it. It kind of reminds me of like Far Cry, which it might be on all consoles, and like Far Cry is like my jam.
You have a favorite Far Cry because there's a lot of good ones.
It would like Far Cry Primal. If we're like going like not like judging off of like, you know, how easy it is or like, you know, like how much fun you can just like hop on and have fun with, like
right.
Primal is amazing because like you're basically like in the Stone Age, so you're just like a caveman just like trying to like regain your tribe and just like take it down a couple of these other wild tribes. Also like going after like crazy animals, and then like you tame like some like wild beasts. You can like ride like lions and bears. It's it's a really fun game, and I enjoy it a lot. But like also like you only have like bow and arrows and like spears, so like it takes a little bit of skill. You kind of gotta be on point with it. So it's like you can't. It's a game you can't like fall out of and like fall back in. So it's like Far Cry 5 is like one game I'll like jam out on because like guns are fun in video games. in video games, I don't have no guns, but like in video games, you know, that is just an easy one to like get on in, and you know, like you're pretty good at it.
You play Red Dead Redemption and all? Have you ever played that?
I've tried to get through the first one. I didn't get all the way through it.
First one's not as tight. The second one's great because you can just go off in the hunting expeditions. But then all of a sudden there's this fucking grizzly bear that's running really fast at you, and you're like, oh shit, and you can't run away from it. It's great. Super fun. Sorry.
Anytime I think of
like
Red
those
Dead
long
Redemption 2,
story games. You know?
Yeah,
definitely.
That's
I know what
kind
you're
of
saying
Far
about
Cry
the
is,
hunting
too.
though. Like I didn't play Red Dead Redemption 2, but Red Dead Redemption 1, my favorite thing to do was go out on my horse, go skin some animals.
Collect some pelts, baby. Yeah.
Make some money,
Yeah. Dude,
hustle,
those bear
like,
pelts, they're worth a lot.
Really,
they're worth a lot.
In number 2.
Number 2, yeah. But also, they'll kill your ass.
Every time in number 2, what I think of it is South Park just did a fucking awesome episode on like, so I forgot what the whole thing was, but like everybody ended up playing like Red Dead Redemption 2, or I don't fucking know. I don't even know why I'm bringing this up.
You're a storyteller, Frankie.
I just got off page 1.
You're an orator.
No. Yeah. But let's before hopping into back into Two Truths and a Lie, let's just take a look at the chat and lead into what people guessed for our for Two Truths and a Lie.
Okay, so all the way at the top, Dylan McKenzie, 6-man.
6-man, thank you, man.
14-second latency on the phone, 26 seconds on desktop. Coming at us with all those stats every week. Thank you. One day we'll know what they mean. Dylan and Custom V Rocker have been to the West Coast, but not me yet. MacDill Media, well, you got to get yourself out there. The West Coast is beautiful.
Yeah, it's
and
beautiful.
like that's all you really got to say about that. Just the West Coast is.
I love Cha Cha Chicken too. Wow, there's
Holy
somebody
shit.
else who
Cha
likes
Cha
it.
Chicken.
Yo!
It's a BYOB.
I love that.
Yes.
Hells yeah. Me and my friends are recommended Cha Cha Chicken by a homeless person.
Yeah,
Hell
okay.
yeah. That seems like some West
That's
Coast
probably
shit.
me.
The spice of it.
This is just a kimono. It's dirty.
Natesh says, sup Mirth and Mateo.
What's up, Natesh?
He's such a dedicated fan.
Dedicated
You're the
fan.
man.
Love you, man.
Peace.
He says, fuck yes. Also, Dylan McKenzie, I love Frog Alley Brewing. Natesh said, of course you do.
Tight, March 21st, let's rock.
He first went to Frog Alley for the Commerce fundraiser. Schenectady's growing.
Oh, nice.
And he grew up there. Hell yeah, 6-man. The Schenectady music scene has always been lame growing up. Here's a good one. Natesh, not sure if it's already been covered, but Mateo, do you skate?
I do not.
Have you ever?
No.
Was there any
Okay.
skaters in the band?
Yeah, Rich and Travis both
Skater
skate, yeah.
boys.
We- and,
See you later,
like up
boys.
until a year ago, we had boards in the van on tour.
Really?
But like, I was huge into Tony Hawk. Like I love the culture and I love the music and stuff. But I was always just a big old bitch, really afraid to get out. Like just a big, stupid, not coordinated motherfucker. So I was always afraid to get out on there. But I love everything associated with it.
Yeah.
I don't want to break my ass.
Oh,
And also, I
understandable.
told the boys they can't break their asses, so no more boards in the van. You got music to play, dog.
Dylan McKenzie, I love US 101. And also did the Washington State US 101.
Awesome, man.
You answered my question in my head, so no worries. Natasha, good for you, Frankie. The West Coast is full of homelessness. But did you go to 3rd and Army?
Did not. I should have. It's a skateboarding sin. But I did check out EMB randomly. And then I did check out this. When I was in Haight-Ashbury, I saw this spot that I knew from watching 411 skateboarding videos.
Oh, sweet.
And it was this handrail that Steve Caballero did way back in the day.
Oh.
I'll show you a picture. You probably would see this. You probably know the rail, right?
Okay.
I walked over across. Went and saw the house. Met this really cool girl who was also taking photos of the house. We had this awesome conversation bonding over fucking 710 Haight-Ashbury. And then I was just in a different state of mind and went to grab a cup of coffee at honestly one of the best coffee shops I think I've ever been to. I think Dustin would really appreciate this place. I forgot the name of it. Usually I'll take a picture of each coffee shop, but I didn't at this one. And
if the espresso made you shit your pants, then Dustin would love it.
It was right at the foot of the Golden Gate Park. It was amazing. And then wandered into the Golden Gate Park, saw the spot. I was like, I feel like I've been here before. And then that's when I realized it was Steve Cab's board slide spot, and it was really cool. But other than that, I didn't really check out any other things other than the hills. And I just want to say, hills beat Frankie because I got up 2 blocks and I was like, fuck this, I can't do this. We spent $20 on an Uber
how
to
were
get back
they
to my hotel.
How were they compared to the hill I used to live on?
No,
were they as steep?
That's nothing.
Yeah, it's not.
Really?
It's acute as fuck. It's like
they don't call them the hills for nothing, man.
No,
I mean, no.
And the thing is, it's not just up one direction. It could go up another direction, and then another. You literally feel like you're in your car and you're gonna bottom out on the nose or in the middle, and it's like.
Yep.
My mom and I, we only rented the car for the time outside of San Francisco, and I brought the car back before going into town because I was like, I'm not.
I drove my busted ass '95 Camry through San Fran.
You did?
It was fucking awful, man. You're saying you felt like you were gonna bottom out. This motherfucker bottomed out on everything.
Oh.
It was terrible driving through the hills. Cause I was the same way. I'm trying to
This is when you were working out there.
Yeah.
Wow.
About 10 years ago.
How was it when you were there? Was it safe to leave anything in your car? Was it safe?
No.
Same way.
Yeah, I mean, when I was there, it was about when things were really taking off. So the internet industry was really taking off, and San Fran was being flooded with people that wanted to live there. Yeah, tech people, and they were willing to pay high dollars. So it was pushing everyone out, and that homeless problem you're talking about is that's real.
It's disgusting. You can't.
I mean,
I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's disgusting.
You talk about it kind of callously,
I do, but it's
disgusting.
I talk about it because I think there's a sense of responsibility that, as somebody who lives in that area. Not the residents, but the higher level to do something.
That's
I know it's an epidemic,
and
I'm not saying no one is not doing anything positive, but it's definitely a little out of control.
Yeah.
Even more so than
I just
LA
think the narrative
or
about that whole thing is tough because you don't want to be. You're not necessarily disparaging the homeless crowd. They're homeless for a reason.
Definitely.
And a lot of them it's either drugs or mental illness or being pushed out of an area they could once afford and now cannot. So, you want to be careful. I just want to be careful about the homeless people aren't disgusting. It's disgusting that the situation is such.
Yeah, not that.
Yeah,
no.
Living in LA, driving by Skid Row and man, there's fucking thousands of tents. It was insane. I had never, I lived in Boston for 2 years going to college before I moved out to LA. And that was the only other big city that I ever been to. But LA was the real first time I saw the homeless problem. It's not,
it's no joke.
No joke, man.
It's scary. It's a real thing.
And I just feel like any of us could end up there. You know what I mean? But with the way the economy is, the way the job market is, and like we're all lucky to have grown up in like a middle class environment where you know, we can choose to set up some cameras and lights and do a podcast. This is great. You know what I mean? We're killing it, but like it's not like that for a lot of the country.
That's very true.
Definitely.
Very true.
And you know, but there is definitely a sense of responsibility. I feel like
it definitely
something
shouldn't have been
should
able
be
to
done.
get
It's
so
not
out
like
of
it's just
control.
like
Yeah,
and I mean, I know a lot of it has to do with just, I mean, it is a warmer climate. And when you do have a flood of people during like a 2007, 2008 boom with technology, it's like everybody's flooding in there, rents going way up. And like you said, pushing people out of an area that they used to call home. I mean, it's a bad situation. I'm sure it's not as simple. There's not a simple answer at all. Either.
No.
Like
we're not going to solve it today.
No. But I mean, but it is a good thing to see too. Like it's definitely like, wow, you really appreciate some things, and like you can't. I don't know. There was a comfortability factor about walking around downtown. I was just like, I don't know. I definitely appreciate where I live here a lot more just from going there, and it's God bless just this situation. It was, I don't know. It was eye opening, and like from just like just documenting it was like, I don't know.
That's
it's
the beautiful
tough.
thing about
It's
travel.
tough,
It gives
for
you
sure,
perspective. You know what I mean?
And
like,
and that's just United States.
Yeah.
But like,
we're
not
my God,
fucking
I know we haven't
podcast.
even. Oh man, I don't even want to.
But so switch it up. Okay, I don't know
got
how
some
we
more.
got down this
So
rabbit
then,
hole.
Mackenzie,
I'm sorry.
real estate prices in the whole western United States are ridiculous. Natesh breaking it up. Goose is lit AF.
Sirs.
For sure. Frankie from Dylan McKenzie, did you go to Alamo Square?
I did not.
Well, what were you doing?
I was $40 Ubers, man.
Oh my God, this is a lot of chat. Dylan McKenzie, painted ladies' houses?
I saw him driving on my way to cross the Golden Gate Bridge. Actually,
There you go. He saw something. Peter from Natesh.
Yeah. That's the name of the cat we were talking about in Goose.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, perfect. Dylan McKenzie, north to south, California is like the distance from here to Myrtle Beach.
Are you gonna read all these comments, Doug?
So here's my thing. It's like some weeks, like I'll try to like skip over comments, but then I'll hear like feedback
he's
about
reading
like
every single one.
I read every single one. This is what happens. And
Okay,
this is
I'm just
anxiety.
making sure. I'm sorry.
This is anxiety at full bloom right now. Make sure everyone gets
Mirth,
heard
me, and
right
Max collab.
Where?
Shout out to Matt Barron.
Oh, Kevin Stoya. Yeah. Shout out to Matt Barron and Dylan McKenzie. Oh my God, you just threw me off. Billy Strings used to be a metal band.
That's
well,
awesome.
he used to be in a metal band. Double Podcam Flex. Managing Instagram as a business page is not fun. Wish they had a desktop managing tool. Yes. Okay. No, that's straight up like, yo, like almost about to go back to rant cam. Like, why can't I manage some posts on my computer?
You can.
What?
Yeah.
You can. But the
I
thing
can
is, you
upload
can't.
photos?
You can only do it as a square, which is bullshit. At least from what I've experienced on Facebook. I don't know. Maybe it's changed. But like when I go to post a picture, like you can schedule Instagram posts for Mirth Films or for any business page, but you can't like add like on the Instagram app where you can go and like flip it to like resize. You can't do that. And I don't shoot square. I'm
Instagram,
sorry.
what are
I'm
you
not
doing?
conforming to your crap. Like,
I don't
have
shoot
integrity.
square.
I have integrity. I'm just saying.
I don't have but I got integrity.
Dylan, nothing better than craft beer on the podcast. Yes, it's always nice when we're drinking good beers on the podcast, but Frankie...
I drank my 2 craft beers.
He did. He's back on the bush.
On my
the
craft beer,
Biscapades. The one, the Lone Ranger that was left in my fridge for oh so long. I'm glad we can make your heart smile, Natesh. shout out to St. Patty's Day on Saturday. Oh, is that? Oh no, wait, St. Patty's Day.
St. Patty's Day, I gotta miss it.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
I'm confused.
Fuck.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's a Plattsburgh. That's a Plattsburgh holiday.
Getting
I'm gonna miss that. I forgot.
The collab already happened last year. Oh, the Mirth Me Max collab.
Maybe a T-shirt.
Check out
We'll
the
see.
podcast we did there. But yeah, no, that'd definitely be more interested in doing work with me and Max. They're a fantastic
Steam is greater
local
than
brewery. Ask him about the Rockman Record Club. Do you know about
That's crazy. That's my dad. My dad does, he calls himself Rockman. He does these like live shows in Saratoga, Albany, and we're starting one in Glens Falls soon. And basically it's just like when I was a kid and I was sitting on the couch and my dad was playing me vinyl records, he would tell me all these stories about the people that made the records. He would tell me like how it got made and where it was made and all this shit that's on the vinyl sleeve kind of. And that's what he does with the show. He plays the record for you, tells you the story behind every song, how it was recorded, who recorded it, special guests on the record. That's the kind of, it's like a live podcast, but it would be way too expensive to get the license to all the music, so he just does it live.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
sweet,
dope,
man.
Yeah. That's that's cool that someone knows about that.
And that's a continuing thing going on right now.
Yeah, man, he's been selling out shows at Cafe Lena for the last year and a half.
No way.
He just moved to UPH in Saratoga, and they're doing a Paul Simon. They're doing Graceland by Paul Simon this March 17th on St. Patty's Day, and there's already like a couple hundred tickets sold. Like it might sell out. Like it's crazy. So we're gonna do him at the Park Theater in Glens Falls as well, and he does it at the Linda in Albany too.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
I know it's nuts to go like watch my dad be like, "Wait, we used to be me and a couch, man." That's fucking awesome.
That's
so cool.
funny.
It's so cool.
That's awesome.
Tenacious Growl, let's go. Dylan McKenzie. Also, your 1 year anniversary of KLKL podcast passed, and on February 26th, the podcast is now over a year old.
Oh, wow.
Congrats, boys.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, sweet. If I had a beer left, I would cheers. Well, here you go. My favorite beverage in the world.
Yeah.
But you can just
1 year. Wow, that's crazy.
1 year podcasting. We're in such a different spot when we started this. It seems way more legit now. We got multiple cameras.
Yeah, we got multiple cameras.
But we slimmed down to one mic, which is, give or take. But like it's good audio.
We went from a 3-quart cardioid setup to this shotgun mic, which has been doing all right.
It's been doing
less
good.
space, more space on the table, which has been good. But
it's very nice.
But let's jump down to
Okay.
2 Truths and a Lie and wrap this up.
Yeah. Okay. Just give me 1 second.
Thank you for commenting too. It's awesome to see this activity.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for being a part of this. Also, email us at mirthisking518@gmail.com for really anything we can talk about on podcast topics, specific things, stories, whatever.
Yeah, we're
Let
always
us
looking
know.
to improve.
Oh yeah. So Frankie, I guess we'll start off with you. So
Yeah.
what were your 2 truths and a lie? I'll dip into the comments with all guests and go from there.
2 Truths and a Lie. I'm gonna state them. You guys let me know what you think. Orange soda was my favorite drink as a child. I loved boats as a child. I was once a video game collector. Read that one more time. Orange soda was my favorite drink as a child. I loved boats as a child, and I once was a video game collector.
Okay, so Custom V Rocker, Frankie's favorite soda was just Fanta, say. Nitesh said Frankie hates boats as a kid is a lie. And I think Dylan saying the soda because he must have loved boats as a kid. So I'm going to go with the orange soda.
I think it was the boats, dog.
All right.
What's the lie?
The lie is the orange soda.
Son of a bitch.
Nice.
My favorite drink was grape soda. It was the greatest thing to go with
Are you
chicken
serious?
fried rice and broccoli.
Who loves grape soda?
Frankie loves grape soda.
Oh my God.
My mom used to work at this hair salon in Latham, and Latham, New York, and we would always get Chinese, and the best thing to get with the chicken fried rice with broccoli was the grape soda.
The grape soda.
Good to know.
Who would have thought?
All right, fresh. Let's hear 'em.
Okay, my childhood bedroom had my name painted on its wall. I eat, write, and throw left-handed. And I never played soccer, well, outdoor soccer, but I enjoyed indoor soccer quite a bit. Read that over one more time. My childhood bedroom had my name painted on the wall. I eat, write, and throw with my left hand, and I never played outdoor soccer, but indoor soccer was my jam.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you, when you say you eat, write, what was it?
And throw.
So you eat with your right hand and you throw with your left hand, or you
No,
eat,
I
right,
eat,
and
right,
throw?
and throw my
You do
left hand.
Everything.
Everything else is right-handed.
Okay. Cool.
So, while you guys think about that,
I'm going,
Mateos,
yeah.
Doug lied about the indoor soccer. And that's it for that.
I'm gonna go eat, right, throw. There's
Eat,
got to
right,
be
throw?
one out of the three that's not the thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna go soccer.
It's the throwing. I do that right.
Yeah, come on, dude.
This is
Like-
not fair. Your cycles are all synced up.
I mean,
We
no,
know. That's what makes it harder for us.
Yeah,
though.
we
It's
have
like,
to
how
fool
can I
each other.
bullshit this?
This is
right,
really,
Mateo.
really thing. All right, so you're two truths and a lie.
Word. Okay, so as a child, I appeared on the packaging for various Voight sporting goods products. I once spent a month on tour with the Jonas Brothers. I was arrested on tour in Texas for public drunkenness. To repeat, as a child, I appeared on the packaging for various Voight sporting goods products. I once spent a month on tour with the Jonas Brothers, and I was arrested on tour in Texas for public drunkenness.
So I'm gonna agree with Netish on this. Mateo, no way did Mateo get on the packaging as a kid. Dylan said he's not sure about the Jonas Brothers. What are you thinking, Frankie?
I mean, I am kind of torn in between the Voight and the Jonas Brothers, because I remember you tell me that you played with the Jonas Brothers, opened up for the Jonas Brothers.
Damn it.
But I didn't know if it was for a month or not. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm just gonna. I would go with the Voight, but I'm gonna go with that.
What did you say?
I said the Voight.
Oh, you're both wrong, motherfuckers. I never got arrested for public drunkenness.
Well,
on tour in
dude,
Texas.
hell yeah.
It was close. It was close. I was in the back of the car. I had the cuffs on, but they let me go.
Nice. Oh man, that was a good one.
That is a good one.
You guys got me
Well,
fucking fucked up thinking about that. I was like, oh my god, I gotta do it. It's gotta be good.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
No, that
man.
was solid, man. That was solid.
So, something we like to wrap up the show with what you've been watching, what you've been listening to. Start down the line here. What you've been watching to?
What you been watching to, Mateo?
What you been watching?
I've been watching to the Hulus. I've been watching to 90 Day Fiance because my fiance and I love to laugh at dumb motherfuckers on the internet.
Love it.
I just finished Narcos Mexico.
Oh.
It was dope. The Stranger on HBO is great. High Maintenance on HBO. Listening to just up
Yourself?
here, baby. Yeah, it's
There
just
you go.
running all day.
Nice.
No,
No,
did
very
you see
true.
there's an article recently, if you like flex your ears, you can hear like a rushing in your ear. Only some people could do that. If you just like
Is
tense
that what that
your
is?
muscle.
Like,
Yeah, it sounds like a yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got that.
Oh, fuck you, Frankie. That's what I've been listening to.
There you go. What you been watching and listening to?
So like when we were out in Vegas, we checked out this movie Kazam. I think it was actually on Shazam. It was on HBO.
With Shaq?
No, not with Shaq.
Oh, okay. You're
Yeah.
talking about because that was Kazam.
Yeah.
Okay,
that
Shazam with the white guy.
Yeah, with the
Yes,
white dude.
yes,
yeah,
yes.
he's like this like foster kid, but he becomes a superhero.
Mhm.
It is a pretty interesting movie. I enjoyed it. There's probably others that I've been watching and paying attention to, but they're not coming to mind right now. So I've been listening to a lot of Time Suck with Dan Cummins is this new podcast that I've been checking out. That's a really good one. The Mile Higher podcast, they get into some like true crime and like conspiracy stuff, and that's been pretty interesting.
Nice.
And of course, Joe Rogan Experience. Can't go wrong there. Can't go wrong.
No.
JRE all
The
day, every day.
JRE clips.
What you been jamming on?
So what I've been watching solely South Park. That's it.
Can't go wrong there.
Listening
Just be in my band.
listening to Pretenders. I've been listening to a lot of Tony Hawk soundtracks.
There you go.
Fatboy Slim, and Fish Island Tour, and
yeah.
Widespread Panic.
What you been
Widespread.
searching for on Pornhub lately?
Pornhub.
Yeah.
You'll have to hack into my
Asians.
search history.
Oh, what are we doing?
Incognito, boy.
You know, little fat boy, little
Yeah,
Slim.
new tab, motherfucker.
But thank you all for tuning in to this episode of the Kind of Life, Kind of Living podcast. Thank you, Mateo. Seriously, thank you for everything. Thank you for just fucking the music that you play. Thank you for bringing us. I'm a part of you guys, and just I don't know. You're an awesome, all around fucking awesome guy, dude.
Guys, one last thing I would actually like to bring up: the rooftop music video. Do you remember like the random smoking over in the corner?
Yeah.
That was weird, right?
What was that?
It smelled like plastic.
Because it wasn't. We asked the building owner. There's no it shouldn't be any exhaust going.
Like, and we went like downstairs,
And it
like
didn't
underneath where it
smell
was,
like-
there was nothing.
It must have been It must have been the building next door.
Had to have been, but like that was,
I don't
that was
know,
too
man.
close for comfort.
I know.
That was weird.
That
But-
was fucked up. Also,
We talked
we
about
found a mushroom cap on the floor of that rooftop,
Oh.
and none of us took it because it's out in the elements, and we're all
Right.
afraid of that. And plus,
Oh,
one
that-
of us on one mushroom. What's that about?
Well, yeah.
Unless it's Frankie, then I'm kind of like,
Oh,
yeah,
that would
fuck
be an
it,
interesting
just
song.
send him. Send him. Get him out of here.
Yes.
You're at a fish show. You're at a fish show.
Just don't play Lady in the Velvet Sea or Farmhouse.
Oh my god.
Good show.
Oh,
But
oh man.
yeah, we got some tunes to listen to.
Dude,
here,
we
right?
do. We do. We got a
Before we
little.
do
Wild Adriatic.
Get
But
some
is
Wild
there
WA.
any closing on? Follow us on. We're Mirth.
Yes.
We're Mirth Films.
We're Mirth Films, you know?
Follow
Yeah.
our website mirth-films.com. But we're also on Facebook, Instagram. This podcast is on Spotify and Apple Music. Not Apple Music. Apple
iTunes
Podcasts.
podcast, yeah.
iTunes. Also on SoundCloud. And if you're listening on one of those, why not check us out on YouTube? There's a full video that goes along with this.
And any plugs, Mateo? Anything coming up?
Oh my God.
Any tours?
Check out Mirth Films for all the latest dope ass live stream, beautiful concert footage content you could want. And head to wildadriatic.com for some fucking dumb bullshit from a stupid rock and roll band. Peace be with you.
Peace be with you.
Peace be with you.
Enjoy this.
I made you two fuckers say that.
I feel like you gotta say it, right?
Have a wonderful night. This is Mistreated by Wild Adriatic. And, yeah, sleep tight.
Sleep tight.
Please forgive me, babe. If I take another step, then I might fall. You're giving me the cold shoulder. seas.